Hey guys, it's me Lola or Ducky or whatever the hell you want to call me. Today, I want to talk about the attitude that a lot of people have towards slim, black, or melanated women. Let's start with Tyla. Tyla is so cute. She is gorgeous. She has an amazing personality, and overall, her body is just tea. So unbelievably tea. But a lot of people had an issue with her as soon as she came into the scene. A lot of people have hated on her for things that she's said, but a part of me thinks that that has little to nothing to do with why they actually hate her. In 2025, when she won an award for the Grammys for her song Water, she voiced that the trophy was too heavy and she had Lil Nas X, I think, carry it for her. Why did people have an issue with that? Well, yeah, of course it's going to be heavy, especially if you're 5'3" and most likely under 130 pounds. Tyla and Thames were out partying together, and when Tyla was dancing, people were making rude comments saying that she looks like a little boy, that she has no business dancing and stuff like that, and that she was way too thin. In my opinion, not gonna lie, I think it's pretty gay for me to talk about, oh my gosh, it's the women that are mostly hating on Tyla and this and that, because I think a lot of y'all have heard that before, so I'm not gonna go around and say it, but there are a lot of people who are women who are hating on Tyla, and that is on intersexual competition. People are hating on her because she is the opposite of what they are. So that is why they're projecting all of their insecurities onto her, because to them, she looks completely unattainable. They will never get to the point that she's at, and they don't like that. Recently, during her live shows, in the comment section of those live shows, a lot of people have been commenting on her size. And in my opinion, I find it extremely bad faith, because now they feel better about themselves because, oh, okay, she looks more attainable now. Which is so odd, considering that her body still looks good, and you guys are saying it like as if it is a bad thing. And also, why do people always feel the need to humble her? I mean, she hasn't really done anything wrong. All she did was just exist, and now everybody is on her neck. And when I see some of the profile pictures of the people that are commenting, it all makes sense now. It is because she is the opposite of what they are. The fact that this search is so popular to the point where it's blue, that just signals how many people try to scan for flaws when it comes to the people that they pedestalize. Next, I want to talk about Alandria. Face, body, everything, immaculate, right? But people still have a reason to complain. In late 2025, there was a trend that went viral, and it was when people would put their sunglasses around their waist. Alandria participated in the trend, and a lot of people had mixed feelings about it, but I will be talking about the negative. She received hate because apparently she was promoting EDs. And I have a lot to say about that, considering that, number one, I have been slim throughout my life, and number two, I've also had a restrictive ED before, believe it or not. Actually, no, I feel like people would believe of these things. But yeah, first of all, pay attention to the words used. They're not accusing her of having an ED. They're accusing her of promoting an ED. And you know your body is tea if people are accusing you of promoting it instead of having it. And I know that this is a whole lot different because if she genuinely had one, or if people thought that she would have had one, they would have treated her like how they treated Ariana Grande. With Ariana Grande, there was no intrasexual competition. Both sexes could agree that, hey, this person looks like they're suffering and they look like they're extremely unhealthy. But Alandria, on the other hand, there was no sign that she is physically unhealthy. So what do people do? Instead of giving this person her flowers for having amazing genetics, all of a sudden they have the gall to start accusing her of promoting EDs because, oh my gosh, there's just no way that somebody who has an incredible body just happens to be black. So, in order to put her down, they're accusing her of doing something that, number one, she hasn't really done. And number two, even if that was the case, she is not responsible for what happens to the people that are quote-unquote affected by it. I feel like people need to understand the difference between somebody who is in shape but on the slimmer side and then somebody who is Anna, okay? I'm not going to say the full thing because of YouTube's guidelines, and they do not like it when people talk about restrictive EDs in particular. But yeah, I will be talking about the differences between those two. Firstly, none of those girls have a dull skin complexion. Both of them look extremely sun-kissed, okay? And people who have restrictive EDs, due to them being malnourished, they tend to produce less melanin. Notice how both of them also carry adipose tissue in more estrogen-dominated regions. If they are producing that much estrogen, then that literally contradicts the ED narrative. So why do people still accuse them of having an ED even though they don't have EDs? Not to mention that they also carry muscle. When you are suffering from having a restrictive ED, your body will chip away at your muscles. For them, the reason why their muscles are so prominent is due to them eating enough and especially consuming enough protein. But they know that these women don't have EDs. That's why they're accusing them of promoting EDs instead of just simply saying that, hey, those people have EDs. Because if they thought that, they would have once again treated them the same exact way as they've treated Ariana Grande. The reason why they've fostered such hatred and negativity towards these specific women in particular is because they challenge the narrative of how people perceive Black and melanated women. I also consider this a double bind because how is the statue at Times Square offensive, but this is also offensive because, oh, these women are not attainable or these women don't look attainable. So for me, it makes no sense and I find it very hypocritical. A lot of this has also hit close to home because I've also grown up being bullied by specific demographics of people who have hated on me just simply because of my size. And the thing is, at the time, I wasn't really aware. I mean, I was a preteen at the time when a lot of these things were happening. And I'm also autistic, so growing up, I wasn't really aware of these sort of social dynamics. But now that I'm noticing the pattern, now I am going to talk about it. Also, not to mention that the reason why slim, Black, and melanated women face interracial competition is just simply due to the fact that they're at the top 25%. Only 1 out of 4 women in this day and age that fit this specific demographic are in shape, which is really sad, and I feel really bad about that. I also notice how women of other races do tend to have one-sided competition with Black women, and size is one of the main characteristics that they use in order to put down Black women, in order to make themselves seem more desirable. This is how people throw you off track. If you notice that people are canceling one person in particular because of something they've said or something that they've done that could have easily been interpreted in a different way, then more times than not, it is a nothing burger, and those people are only hating because there is something that the person has that they themselves do not have, and they are bitter and insecure about it. But yeah, that is all I have for today, and goodbye.